Hi, I'm Kristen from Upcycle My Stuff. Thanks for joining me. Today I've got a really fun eBay haul. It's all about buying other people's unfinished sewing projects, specifically patchwork. So let me show you what I mean. So what I've got over here is basically three listings that I've been, so three separate listings that I've been on of people's unfinished patchwork projects. So quilt blocks, sometimes bits of English paper piecing, things like that. And I have been emailing the sellers to see if I could possibly get the name of the person who made them so that I can include that on, because I'm going to use this to make quilts. So I would make a label and I would say pieced by whatever their name is, with additional piecing by and quilting by me. So that's the idea. So let's get to the haul. So I'm going to try and keep these separate because I want to make sure I remember what came from who. So here is the first one. So this first bundle is all these really cool hexie blocks. So the blocks themselves are finished, but they've not, the sewer wasn't able to put them together. So it was the woman's daughter, I think, who was selling these on eBay. Unfortunately, the person who pieced these has Alzheimer's and she feels she can't finish what she'd started here. So I'm going to try and do it for her. So let's go through the blocks. So there's two with this kind of lime green. Let me get it right way up. So she's got this kind of, I guess it's lilac in the center hexagon. And I think she's probably done, pretty sure looking from the back that she's done this, at least the hexagons by hand. I think it would have been English paper piecing. You can kind of see where you would have taken the cards out. So that's one. And then she's got another one pretty much the same. There. This one has got, there's two like this, so she's got like two of each. So this one's got like teddy bears down the center. When I first saw these, I wasn't sure if I liked all of the center motifs, and what I was thinking whether I would cover them up with like my own hexagons. But now that I've looked at all the squares, I'm thinking more maybe it needs to be a children's like I Spy quilt, because there's so many of these different little central motifs. So that's another one exactly the same. And then this one, she's got like a pair of giraffes in the middle there. And another one. So she obviously had a plan for how these were going to get laid out. So I'll just have to do my best. And two of these with butterflies in the middle. And basically the woman who was selling these, she had them all separated into like groups, I guess. I think it was by color or something, so there'd be 2 or 3 or 4. And I could see that she was selling all the same thing, so I messaged her and asked if she would have a price for the listings that she had on there. So we agreed that. And then when she went to actually, so I think I agreed to pay £25. I can't remember how many blocks that was supposed to be for. But anyway, when she posted them, she messaged me to say she'd added extras. So I can't remember which ones I actually bid on and which ones I didn't, but I know this is pretty good value for the time it would take for somebody to do all this. That looks like beach huts. So there's one of those. And then there's one with zebras or zebras, however you say that. And this one's got turtles, so you can see what I mean, that these would make, like all together, this would be kind of an I Spy kind of thing. This one has like a needle and thread and a flower in the middle. And another one just like it. And then these ones are probably the most unique center. It's like fruits and vegetables, like a vegetable stand, I guess. That one. And that's a different kind, that's quite, I'm not sure what kind of material that is. It's kind of shiny. So there's 2 of those with different different surrounding colors, but they're all these sort of like eggplant and cabbage and stuff in the middle. This one has like shoes and a dress, and similar, obviously fussy cut from the same fabric for the center of that one. And then there's some hot chocolate in that one, and birthday cakes, and this one's got, what's that, like cupcakes and things, looks like. A bit busier, that one. And this is the last one, same, it's like Victoria sponge cake or something. So they're from this woman, and I won't say her name on here just in case she doesn't actually want to be named on YouTube. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 21 blocks. Haven't measured them, but you can see they're quite large. They're probably 12 inches or so, I think. I'm not sure. So that'll make a good quilt top, a good sizable quilt for a child, I think. So I'm thinking I might see if that's the sort of thing that the Linus quilt folk would like. And maybe I can finish it off for that and send it on her behalf. So that's one. And then the other one, the second one, well, there's three, sorry. So the second one, sorry for the rustling in the bag. It came in a plastic bag in the post. So this one is from a woman who I was told she passed away in 2009. And again, I won't say her name on here, but they were happy that someone was going to do something with this. So let me pull out and see what we've got. I don't remember all of it. So this, I think, is just some fabric. I guess it went with what she was doing. It's just fabric, so maybe I could use that in the back of whatever. So it's just a piece of fabric. What's this? This is similarly just a strip of fabric here. Right. And then most of it is wrapped up in this. So this is the biggest piece that she finished. Can you see that? Yeah. So it's got some patchwork, different. I'm not sure what the pattern was. I'm not that skilled quilter to know exactly what that pattern was, but that's what it is there. And it actually has this smell. It's not like all older women wear the same thing, but it reminds me of like my grandmothers and an older aunt I had and stuff. So I don't, anyway, it's kind of nice that it smells like that. So that's another section. I think that again could probably go on the back of a quilt, probably sort of a pieced back. And then the rest of what is here is, so there's some loose, a lot of these loose basted hexagons, right? So this is the English paper piecing, right? So you either glue or you baste the paper, or sorry, the fabric around the paper in order to get that crisp edge, and then you hand sew them together. So I'll have to finish those off. There's quite a few, so just don't know that I'll count them here, but there's quite a lot in lots of different colors. There's a bunch of pink ones here. There's a whole load of these green ones, way more here. Oops. I'll put these down over here. And then, so there's green ones, and then there's ones she's not finished basting, but they're cut. So that's some of the work done there. And then some, looks like they've included some hexagon papers, and looks like that's the cutting template for the fabric probably. So that's useful if you wanted to keep going exactly with the sizes she was using. That's a couple more green ones, and then she's got these yellow ones. She's got blocks that she started but didn't get through, and there's quite a few more of these, and then there are actual blocks. So hang on, these are more the fabric in the different colorways. and a few more basted ones, a few more papers. So there's quite a lot of these pre-basted hexies that I can definitely put together for her. And then some more strips that she was obviously going to put these together and make something. So these are the ones that she got the furthest with. So we've got this one, so you can see there. So those other 2 rows would kind of go with this, and this pink one. So this one's all sewn together, and she's partially taken the papers out, but some of them are still in. And these are much thinner papers than the ones that these other ones seem to be basted on. But anyway, so there's that. And then another one, more of the yellow and the blue. This one's really nice and bright. These teals, I like these kind of colors. So I don't know yet whether I'm going to make this all into one or into a few, or I also had and this is the last one from that one, kind of bumblebee-ish. I also kind of had an idea that these could be sort of, obviously you can connect them all together and make one big quilt, or they could be sort of flower heads on something like a plain background, might make them look a little bit more modern. So I'm not sure. The one with the big square blocks are all done, kind of obviously it's easier to go, well, that's what that should become. And this one, there's a bit more creativity, so we'll see where we go with that. I'm sure I would post a video when I go to do that. And then here is the last one that I just peeked to see that it was definitely the patchwork stuff, but I actually haven't seen anything in it yet. So this is the bag of it. This one is more, I haven't got a message back from this because I don't know whether this is sold by someone who just was trying to clear out their own craft room, or if it's, again, another older person who couldn't just complete their projects. I'm not sure. So I will message and ask. But so it's this bag full of a lot of these pre-basted English paper piecing shapes, but there's some other things in it too. I can see, and I remember from the listing. So let's see. So I'll take out what looks like the biggest bit first. What is this? Let's see. Okay, so it's like some funky mixed patterns there. So it's got several different shapes. This one's got different English paper piecing shapes. So it's got the hexagons and the squares and whatever you call that diamond with some flat sides. I don't know what that shape would be called, but anyways, obviously a bit wrinkled for being the packaging, and some of the papers are still in the back. So if I decided I was going to put all of the ones from the second one together, I might, because that's already a different kind of color combo. I might decide to let's just make a crazy color combo quilt. I don't know. So I won't necessarily separate them. They might go together, they might not. I'm not sure yet. So I've got to think about that. So there's that one there. What is this one? This one is orange. That's pretty. Sort of orange and white. Now, obviously, I don't have the pattern of whatever she was following, which I'm assuming she was, because this is look a little more intricate. So I'm just gonna wing it, see what I can do. I'm pretty much a novice at English paper piecing. I have been doing it mostly basting and sewing together rows, kind of similar to this, and I haven't gotten very much further with. I'm using kind of smaller hexagons, but the idea is to do just one big hexie quilt, not necessarily with these sort of blossom shapes and things, but I haven't done that yet. So I guess this will be my practice, is finishing off other people's stuff first. And this is, okay, this is like, so this that's a bit folded. So it's like a central piece. I might have to end up appliquing that onto something, because I think in order to actually sew that together with something, that would be all Y seams, and I'm not good at Y seams, so that one's probably going to get appliqued. So it's still got the papers in these triangles, but not in the other ones. So anyway, but I could see that being like another like a flower head on, like I was talking about with the other ones, maybe. Here's another one. that's got some of these. So that's fold. You can see they're kind of folded. But there aren't ones attached here, so maybe I would attach some here. Maybe there's some basted ones in the pile, I don't know. That's kind of central one. I think this flower thing is starting to make some sense. Okay, and here are some other bits. Okay, this is cool. Right, so this is like almost like a Dresden fan kind of thing, but without the center. And there are 2 of them, but this one's not attached at the bottom. And she obviously had some color ideas in mind because the papers are marked with numbers on the back. So I'll just have to decide what that means to me. and then there's these center, so these are large squares, or not squares, circles that are also basted onto papers. So there's lots of, so they would be the center of those, I guess. But obviously there's more centers than there were the outers, but so some nice fabrics. And then the last bit of that parcel is, again, a bunch of these pre-basted shapes. So there's these kind of shapes and these ones and some hexies. So yeah, so I could just see what shapes I have and decide if I want to try and follow something that she was doing or just do some wild EPP of my own or wild applique of shapes. But it's kind of a cool, creative, problem solving thing is how I kind of see it. So I'll just hold these up so you can just kind of see how many. There's quite a lot. They're falling out of my hands. And there's probably another handful down there on the floor. It's hard for me to angle the camera at the moment. So it's a lot of stuff that I've got. And the idea came from, I was listening to a talk as part of my quilt guild from Chris English, and he uses all sorts of recycled materials, and he was talking about sort of doing half his own quilt and a little bit from some other ones. I think he found some unfinished stuff in large pieces in a flea market or something, and I thought that sounded cool. And I just buy stuff on eBay all the time anyway, so I was just thought I'd search. So the thing is, if you're searching, so in my mind I would call these unfinished quilt blocks, maybe orphan blocks, things like that. But the people who are selling them usually, not always, but usually are going to be the relatives of people who are like clearing out a house or something. So I found the most results for stuff like this under Patchwork. So I've tried unfinished Patchwork and that got me some, but when you just search Patchwork, you'll get other stuff as well, obviously. And I think you narrow the category down to like crafts or something like that. And that got me the most results of what I was looking at. There wasn't tons, but there was some. And it just kind of fits with my whole everything of like, I just have this issue with things going to waste. It's not that I think that they're going to throw these in the bin necessarily, but they might sit in a drawer and nobody will do anything with them. And these ladies spent time and effort and they really wanted to finish these things. So I just feel like it would be a fun exercise to try and do that for them. I'm sure it's not to the quality that they would do if they were finishing it themselves, but I'd rather make something with them than just have them lay unused. And none of them were that expensive. So let me think. The one with the great big blocks, as I said, I know I spent £25 including postage for that. The other one, I don't think that was that much. I think it was like £5.60 for the ones with all the yellows. And then this other one, I think it was similar. with postage, it might have been like £8 or something. Both of those two, I'm going to guess, around that region. I don't remember them being that much. I'm pretty sure I paid the most for those big finished squares. So anyway, I'll come back when I've done something with one or other or all of them and do another video or a couple videos, because I don't really have a time frame for that. Thanks so much for tuning in for that haul. And if you want to see more videos like this, then do subscribe to the channel, make sure you've got that notification bell on, and leave me a comment with whether or not you buy stuff like this and what you do with them, or if you have any ideas for what the specific stuff that I got in this haul, that'd be great too. And hopefully I'll see you again soon. Okay, bye.